can't do math. Wow.
I can't do mental math either, and I really think if it's ever discovered later in life that I have like a very mild processing disorder of some kind, wouldn't shock me in the slightest.
Hmm.
I just realized that Ollie's bow tie matches the ghost's bow tie on my mug.
Hmm. That's
Yeah,
nice.
this is technically still my first week of cat ownership, even though this is going to have aired well after the stream that introduced him. But for anyone who didn't catch the stream, I have a cat now. This is Oliver. He's my little baby boy. I'm so obsessed with him.
He looks very amused. He's like, what are you doing to me?
Well, the funny thing is that he's just incredibly manhandleable. This is what I've always wanted. Hey, bud. So a lot of the things I have to say are just life updates regarding cat ownership.
Yes, I saw that.
I've purchased a cat tree, and I'm excited for that to arrive. I currently have both Piper and Ollie in the apartment right now, and
Not
it's
ideal.
not ideal. He's vibing. He's just chilling. He's very curious about the large deformed cat that's wandering around. Piper is both annoyed and scared by his very existence,
Yeah, that makes sense.
which is why she's not in this room right now. In fact, she is locked out because I don't want to have to deal with it. She will not, stop pacing if he is in the room.
She's a delicate old lady who's used to getting all the attention.
And that's the other thing. Like, even if I'm just like in the living, they both want to be near me at all times, but Piper can't be near me because he's near me. I'm just like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my god. So it's a whole thing.
She doesn't want to share.
But he's handling it remarkably well. So we have that. Um, do your cats ever try to bite the inside of your nose?
No.
Cause he does that thing where he is rubbing up against me, but there's teeth involved. And it has escalated a little bit to he has not maliciously, but there have been some teeth involved.
I mean, they give little love bites.
Yeah.
Like, basically just placing their teeth on you. Like, no pressure behind it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do it and they just stay there. Like, sometimes Nyx will, bite my hand and I'll just fake going, ah! And she just sits there like that and looks at me like, what?
Love her. Um Actually, interesting little bit of character development for me personally. Part of the reason that I had beef with cats for a very long time was because of the multiple mega asshole cats I have encountered in my life that have very purposely and defensively or slash aggressively scratched me, like both as a child and a young adult. Um, but I'm covered in little scratches from this boy climbing me, and I don't mind at all.
Because of the intent behind them.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. I really don't mind when they're not mad at me.
Yeah, no, they're, that's the sort of thing that'll happen. Nyx likes to go sprinting across the apartment and doesn't care if my foot is in the way.
I do think I am gonna need to trim the murder mitts at some point, just because this boy is sharp.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he'll be very tolerant about it because I can literally just grab his paw and deploy the weapons, and he does nothing.
Yeah.
This is my dream cat. He is so manhandleable. It's wonderful. I'm a huge fan.
Mm.
Um, he gets kicked out of my room every night at about 3 a.m.
Yep.
because he decides that it is time to smush himself into my face in every way possible.
Mm-hmm. That's why my cats aren't allowed in my room when I sleep.
The falling asleep with me though is so cute. I can't not.
That's what naps are for.
I don't do that.
occasional weekend? You don't take a little power nap on the couch?
No.
I envy your energy.
It's not energy. Sometimes I want to take a nap and it just doesn't happen.
I physically can't stay awake sometimes, so.
Oh, yeah, no, it's in my body saying fuck you sometimes. Did you just sneeze? Okay. Odd little man. Love him so much. And yeah, I got him a discount. I got him the little Halloween bow tie collar on clearance at PetSmart, and I feel like I'm gonna become that person now that like gets their cat a bunch of seasonal collars and bow ties, and maybe even a real tie. Who knows? He's like hanging his head upside down off of the chair in my lap. You confuse me, little man.
That's a little
He
weirdos.
also likes trying to eat my PRND bracelet and
Mm-hmm.
snapping it against my wrist like a hair tie. That's another fun thing I'm discovering about cats. You can't really like train them. I mean, like you kind of can, but like training him consists of when he goes on the kitchen table, I take him off of it, and that's going to continue until he gets the message.
Yeah,
You kind
I
of
mean,
just remove them from the situation until they hopefully stop doing it.
they they learn things. It depends on how they use that knowledge. Like, my fluffy cat,
Mm-hmm.
she she knew that she was not allowed on the kitchen counters. It took me a long time to teach them that lesson. I kept my kitchen counters covered in aluminum foil for like a very long time.
He has not attempted to get up on the counter, and I don't know if it's because he can't reach,
Mm,
but okay. Thus far, I'll take it. Continue.
yeah, but she knew that she wasn't allowed up there, so she just did it when I wasn't looking or wasn't around. Because I'd be upstairs and then I'd come down the stairs and I'd hear a thunk thunk of her jumping down in the kitchen. Like,
Yeah,
I know exactly what you were doing.
that's Piper with the TV room couch at my parents' house. Um, yeah, I mean, there's only so much I can do if he's going up on the kitchen table when I'm not here, but thus far it consists of every time he hops up, I just immediately scoop.
Yeah, foil, anything sticky. They sell these things that like sense vibration and then like let out a little siren
Interesting. I don't want
that
to
you
buy
can.
things, so probably
Yeah,
foil if it becomes a real problem, but he honestly kind of seems to be getting it.
yeah, yeah. I looked at getting those. I forget what they're called, but like that way, if they jump up on a table, the table vibrates a little bit, and it's like, I don't.
Noted.
Yeah,
Yeah, so these are my current adventures in cat ownership. I'm having a great time. I literally have been sitting at work the past like 2 days and being like, man, I can't wait to go home and see my cat.
I did get a new water fountain for my cats, which is very exciting. And like the weird thing about cats is like they act like everything new is just interesting and weird and bizarre. And I'm like, it's water. You
It's
can drink it.
still the same.
Luna in particular, which weirdly I thought it was the other way around. Nix was like, okay, water, I'll drink it. And Luna just like very warily walked around it and kept looking at it funny for a very long.
I love it.
I was starting to worry. I'm like, have you had any water today? But I've seen her drinking since. I think she's used to it now.
Nice. Oh, he lets me clean his eye boogers.
Oh,
Just like zero hesitation whatsoever.
huh. You should try getting next.
Okay, well, I can't get Nick's period.
He becomes a puddle. It's impossible.
No,
How she
he's
does
like, it's actually same as Piper. He just lets me get right in there.
it. Mm.
Which is great because they're very visible on his white fur.
Yep.
So, glad we have that. But yeah, he's the best boy ever. I love him so much. I love his little pink jelly beans. He's wonderful.
Yeah.
This is great.
Cats.
I love that he is letting me deploy the weapons right now and doing absolutely nothing as I repeatedly squeeze his paw. Which means I
He
get
would never survive in the wild.
No, he wouldn't. He would be, which is ironic because technically he did for like 3 months of his life.
But cats usually don't let you touch their paws because that's their defense mechanism.
Nope, I
Like,
am deploying the knives right now, and he is laying here purring with his eyes closed.
hmm.
Squish the beans. Oh, you're the best. Little pink nose. Yeah, so I'm obsessed. Love him. He's great. And
Glad to
Piper
hear.
is terrified of him.
As she should be.
I
It's
mean,
always one of the
yeah, but like, I'm grateful she hasn't attempted this, but like, I don't know why she is, because like, she could probably eat him if she wanted to.
But that's always the way of it. Like, dogs are always afraid of the cats. Like, if you have cats and dogs in a household, the cats are always in charge.
Hmm. Which is what I do wonder why in media it's depicted as the other way around so much.
Yeah, well, because I think they just look at it in a simplistic way, like dog bigger than cat. But it's like cats might be small, but they have razor sharp claws, and they're much faster. That cat like agility and speed.
I mean, not the dogs don't. I mean, maybe it's also like if they're both on the street, like the dogs might be more aggressive rather than like house pets.
Yeah,
Because dogs are more domesticated than cats, I think.
I don't know. I guess I don't know if you can be more or less domesticated. I think it's just an either or thing, because like cats, it's just their personality. Like
Yeah.
it's just the way that they're wired.
Yeah, I don't know. Just because
'Cause,
I feel like there is many a cat who is simply like allowing you to exist in the same space as them
mhm,
versus not every dog, but a lot more dogs that are like attention, 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 attention. I love you. I love you. I love you.
yeah,
So I don't know.
it's one of the things I like about cats is like you generally have to earn their affection.
I put in zero work.
That's why I said usually. And it's like a nice feeling when a cat doesn't like you at first and you put in the effort and then they decide they love you and it's like, oh.
The thing is, that sounds lovely. I don't vibe with that. I need immediate affection because a bitch is lonely.
Sure.
I need immediate affection, which is what anyone who comes to meet this boy will get. He decided that he loved Kyle in like 3 minutes. He also seems very interested by the fact that Kyle has like a beard and a mustache and he's constantly like getting a
It's a
good
different feeling.
getting a good scratch in.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, why you got airplane ears?
He hears a sound.
Yeah. Love him. How are things going with you? Now that I'm just done talking about my cat.
Fine. No,
Nice.
nothing of note. Nothing of note.
Today was my last day of work between seasons, which I'm really excited about.
So 2 weeks off now.
Yes. Very, very excited.
I'm not jealous or anything.
I'm sorry.
I say that like I don't have like the summer and winter breaks and all
Yeah. Actually, now that you mention it,
that.
hold on.
Right now, I could really use a break.
It happens.
Yeah, advising season because
Oh
registration's
god.
coming up. So like literally every minute is scheduled meetings.
I hate that for you. I'm so sorry. Can I have my
And
arm
sit in this
back?
very seat on Zoom pretty much all day.
Gross.
Yeah, so I could really use a nice break. I got allergy testing done yesterday morning at 7:45 a.m. Had to go straight from there to campus, worked all day, went straight from there to GBH, and then got home. So I was gone from like 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Why do you do this to yourself?
Work is not voluntary,
Work
and I
isn't
had to get
voluntary, but the workout thing that was voluntary.
the allergy testing wasn't either.
Okay, well still. You could have knocked one of those things off.
Mm-hmm. I made a commitment.
Oh my god.
Plus, I missed both last week
It's
unintentionally
fine.
because I was off my Claritin last week in order to get the allergy testing, so my lungs were not a big fan.
Oh, cute. I love that for you.
Yeah.
Did they discover anything helpful, or are they just like, you still allergic, live with it?
Um, Confirmed all the allergies I knew I had, cats in particular, but also all of the fall pollens, including ragweed.
Love
So
it.
that's no. The only thing that was new was grass. I'm allergic to grass,
Oh my
so
god.
that's fun. Yeah. Uh, and she gave me 2 new medications.
Love
So
it.
my list continues to grow.
I'm so sorry.
It's a real fun time. Have you ever had allergy testing?
No, I know it involves a lot of needles though,
It's horrific. They
which
use your entire back.
like doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, they use your entire back. They put all this marker on it, and then they had these sets of like it's a little straight thing with 5 needles sticking off of it, so they can do 5 at a time, and they just put it on your back. Well, what?
Bad.
So there's like dozens and dozens of them, and the nurse who did it actually apologized. She's like, "Wow, that's a enormous hive you got there. Sorry
Oh
about
my
that."
god.
It's like if it's bad enough for her to be like
Yeah.
impressed with it, yeah. I still can get the marker off my back.
Oh,
I got
fun.
purple marker all over my back. I scrubbed it as best I could, but it's not coming off.
Rip.
It's like whatever. Gotta make sure yeah, I gotta pick my clothing carefully until it comes off all the way.
It will come off eventually, I would assume.
Yeah. Or I want to make sure I'm not like at work and I'm wearing something sleeveless and I don't think you can see any of it like this. No, it's toward the center.
Rip.
So that was a real fun time.
Big rip. I'm
Yeah,
very sorry.
that's how my week's going.
Yikes. Um, I don't really know how to move on from that, so I think I'm just gonna share my potential controversial opinion with you.
You have a potential controversial opinion, but I don't have a strong opinion on it.
Fantastic. Okay, my potential controversial opinion is that Owl City, also known as the Fireflies guy, Owl City absolutely fucks. I'm sure there are so many arguments that could be made for his music being like top tier cringe. I don't care. It all smacks so hard. That album, I'm pretty sure it's Ocean Eyes, is incredible.
People think they're cringe, or is it just the one guy?
Yeah, it's just one guy.
Okay. People think he's cringe?
I mean, Fireflies was like an ironic banger for a little while, and I think it's kind of sort of come back around. I haven't really like kept up with where Owl City stands in like the meme zeitgeist, but I am sure that people feel they can make a lot of convincing arguments as to the cringe factor of Owl City, but they're wrong.
Interesting. I mean, I enjoyed Fireflies. I never thought about it as being cringe at all.
It bangs, and that whole album is amazing.
I've got a couple more of his songs, like on various playlists.
Hell yes. Yeah, Owl
Never
City is
really
great.
thought about it. That's why when I saw the thing in the calendar, I was like,
That's
it's
why
controversial.
that's why I said potential, because I think if you were in the wrong circle, people like if you were around certain people would be very confident about voicing their incredibly wrong opinions.
Oh, I guess.
So, that's what I have for that.
I don't know. I don't like to judge anybody's music taste because people are different.
Sorry, that's just really funny coming from you
How so?
because you're a music snob.
I'm not.
You're a little bit.
Only in the sense that like I don't like to listen to popular music, but I don't judge other people for listening to whatever they want to.
You don't judge other people, but you feel a little superior.
Sometimes, yeah.
I like that. Okay, at least you're not denying
No,
it. That's
no,
very wow, bud.
it's not the superior thing. It's more like it's fun to know and be familiar with the thing that other people aren't familiar with.
I guess, yeah.
You have to have your own like little niche thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it is very lonely because I don't know anybody who likes the bands that I like. So if they're touring or something,
Maybe you
you
just have
know.
to get a little bit basic sometimes.
But I generally don't like what's like. I've heard a lot of the popular music. I don't like it.
Oh, tell me that Young Gravy does not slap.
I know you've made me listen to that before, but I don't remember
Alright, fair
which.
enough. Fair enough.
I did once when I lived in Chicago go to see the Lawrence Arms perform by myself, and I just it was a little sad, but I could do whatever I wanted. I was like right up against the stage.
Oh, I had an absolute blast when I
Right.
went to go see the Struts by myself. I felt like the coolest motherfucker in the world.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I mean, it's a little bit of a bummer, but also kind of nice.
Oh, it was not even a vague bummer for me. I was having a great time.
Well, I've just gone to concerts with people that also love the same band, and it's just like it enhances it because you're both just so excited. No.
Yeah, I don't have friends like that.
Mm.
Or I didn't for most of my life. And now that
Yeah,
I live in
yeah,
different countries
yeah.
or states.
Mm.
The boy sleeps.
Let's do sometimes.
Yeah. It amazes me how, like, the amount of naps they take.
The majority of the day.
It's wonderful. He gets up from a nap, stretches, walks around the apartment a couple times, and is like, "I will now nap in a new spot."
Mm.
Love it. What a life that must be.
Just auditioning new nap spots.
Yeah, wonderful.
And it's funny, they tend to go through phases where they'll have a favorite nap spot and then they move on and they pick a new one for a few months.
Hmm.
And then sometimes they'll eventually go back to old ones.
Yeah, I am excited to set up this cat tree that I got for him and see if he likes it because I think he will enjoy looking out the window. Because unlike you, I don't have like big sliding glass doors for
Mm-hmm.
automatic window like outdoor viewing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't have that when I first got cats.
Hmm.
And so I used to put like a little stool in front of the back door so that they could see over the.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if he stands on one of the arms of the chairs in my living room right now, he could probably see out. But like, I want to give him a little bit better of an angle.
That might be why he went on the table, because he could see out the window from there.
Very possible. He's still not allowed.
And there's a lot of birds out there.
Also true. Yeah, no. When I think about him on the table, all I can think about is that TikTok of the cat where the woman is just like desperately holding his head back, and the caption is like, "Mom, give me rice."
Mm-hmm.
None of that. Although I
For
did.
some reason, there is, Ghost Honey on TikTok.
Yes, love him.
Yes. For some reason, there's one particular video of his that I think of all the time, and I can't remember what it was. It was a response to somebody's comment, and I can't remember exactly what the comment was, but something along the lines of like, "Do you like men? It's okay if you do. People are different." And so his response was, you're right. People are different. And so that's why I say it like that, because I'm saying it in my head. And he's like, says something along the lines of, "Oh, am I attracted to men? Yes. Do I like men? Mm,
I love him so much.
yeah." Um, but I always hear that in my head. People are different, the way
Love
he
it.
said it. Yeah, it's in there. That's why I was smiling weirdly when I said people are different before.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I made a reference that only I understood in that moment.
Well, now I know.
Yeah, solid video.
Oh, these little ears. I can't get over them. Boop, boop. I feel like I had another tangentially relevant thing that I was gonna say. Excuse me. But, who knows? Let's move on to the thing that you put into the host chat a little while ago, actually. I did already send it to the chat here.
Well, I know which thing you mean, so.
So, I actually agree with the first part of this tweet. My wife grew up thinking that having water slash ice dispensers in the fridge door was like a life goal, which, like, yeah, I thought
Yeah,
that was like the height of
yeah,
this is the height of luxury. So yeah, that was one of
yeah.
my
That was,
things.
as soon as I read that, I was like, oh my god, me too. Like I
Yeah.
remember I had one friend who like she lived in like the rich part of town, and she had a, I mean, you might call it not quite a McMansion, but not too far from it.
Mhm.
But I remember going over there and seeing some of the stuff she had, and like seeing like you just put a glass to the door
Mhm.
and it water and ice just come out of it.
We
Like,
with the new fridge that my parents just got for their kitchen, we have that now. Moving on up in the world. But no, when I was growing up and we used to go, I've probably mentioned this family several times on the podcast before, but my mom's best friend from college lives out in Buffalo with her family out there. And they, when I was really little, they moved from their old house into like into a new place in like a development. So it was
mm-hmm.
like super nice updated house, and that's what they had. And I was like, "Oh yeah." Like that's as good as it gets. They also had one of those Barbie Jeeps, which is weird because they have three sons, but whatever. That was also the height of luxury to me as a child.
Oh yeah, that makes me think Power Wheels. That was what rich kids had to me.
I think I had a Power Wheel growing up, but I was really little. I don't remember it. Or like I only vaguely remember it.
It's like kids are really out there with their own cars. Like that's wild.
Mm.
I
No, not a
really.
Power Wheel, a big wheel.
Oh yeah, I had
Just
one of
the
those. Yeah.
chunky ass tricycle. I did not have a
Yep.
Power Wheel.
Nope. I had a big wheel as well. I used to ride it all down my parents' street.
Hell yeah. Man, what
Yeah,
else?
no, the Power Wheel. It's like the little car. It's actually like
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I know what you're
car of
talking
it.
about.
It's around. I mean, it goes like 3 miles an hour or something.
Still, it
But they make
counts.
them. Yeah, there's different models, and like I remember there was one that looked like a little sports car. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, or like the little Jeep. I thought that was the
Those
most.
people are rich.
Yeah, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I loved that. What
To
else?
be fair, I still feel like having water and ice on the door is a life goal.
It's nice.
Like, I still don't. Eventually, maybe I'll buy a house. I don't know if that's ever going to be possible. But currently, I don't have a choice over what my fridge looks like.
Rip.
So it's fine. It just doesn't have the door things, and it makes me a little bit sad.
I like the tweet where the cat figured out how to use the water dispenser on the fridge.
Hmm.
He would just make his way up there, take a sip.
I think the other part of the thing I sent said the guy, his indicator of wealth as a kid was like having a plexiglass backboard for your basketball hoop,
We had that.
something like that. That was his indicator of wealth.
Yeah, no, that doesn't indicate anything particularly special to me because that was just a thing that was in our driveway.
I mean, it might have depended on where you grew up too.
Also very true.
That might have been rarer at a certain time point or something like that.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, having dishwashers to me was always a big thing.
Mhm.
My best friend in elementary school, Jenny, she had a tree house that
Oh.
there was not like basic, let's just like nail some boards up there, but it was like take a regular looking house with a roof and siding and all that and put it in a tree essentially.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't huge, but you could fit a few people in there, and there's just the one room and everything, but
A treehouse? Yeah, no, a treehouse in an actual tree.
yeah.
God damn. Because we had a swing set growing up, but it was like just like a little freestanding, like four posts with a little platform and a little like awning over it. Like it wasn't anything crazy. Like, yeah, we had a swing set, but it also wasn't anything like crazy fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that was another thing. If you had a swing set that had like multiple, like it had the multiple like floors, that was bougie.
I mean, I think for me having swing sets at all would be bougie. Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I suppose that was one of the perks of my parents both having worked like corporate jobs in the heyday of the 80s slash 90s corporate job.
Hmm. I was trying to think of like ones that were weirdly specific, like things I remember seeing at my friends' houses growing up that I'm like, that I was amazed by. Like, I actually detest this, but I remember I had a friend where you ever been in a house where they make the refrigerator look like the cabinets?
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely hate that,
I hate it too.
but I was like, I'd never seen that before. I was like, you people are fancy.
No, okay, actually, here's the thing that felt fancy to me as a child, and I don't know why. When you have like a kitchen island and the trash can rolls out
Yeah.
and it's a matching drawer, which again, my parents' house now has that. So again, Joe and Kath moving on up. But oh my god, for whatever reason, that felt bougie to me as a child.
Yeah. 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 Anything that's like very well hidden, basically,
Yeah.
you know?
Or like blends in seamlessly.
Yeah.
I was that impressed me as a kid.
Yeah. Because it's like, wow, you put a lot of thought into that.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know?
And honestly, that's a design choice that I still personally prefer. It's just nice.
I think especially the making the refrigerator look like the cabinets thing, because that's like, that's custom, you know? It's not like you just buy the fridge like that.
I mean, I'm sure you could get like a prefab, like like if you're putting in new cabinets, you can probably be like, hey, like if you're redoing your entire kitchen, I feel like there has to be some sort of prefab that's like, here's a fridge with the doors that match these cabinets.
Well, I just mean like the fridge doesn't come that way.
Very true. Very
You're
true.
customizing it in that sense. You know, it's not like you just bought a thing and put it in. You had to buy the fridge. You had to buy the cabinet.
What would be really fancy, and again, I would personally hate this, but if you disguise the fridge with the cabinets, but there's like a panel on the like you know how in like movies there's like a hidden panel and you push it down and it like pops back out, and that's
Mm-hmm.
where the water and ice dispensers on the fridge door are.
Yeah, see that feels so impractical. I just don't get
It's
why
so
people
no,
like
it's so impractical. I just think that'd be funny.
that. Like I hate it. I don't know why people do that. It's not like the fridge is ugly.
Oh,
You know,
actually,
it's
you know
fine.
what? This is kind of tangential, but I think it's a good topic. What are things that like people think are like desirable house features that are ugly as shit?
Oh, I have one major pet peeve.
Hit me with it.
Not really, I don't know if you call it like design feature. I don't understand why people like white kitchen cabinets.
No, okay. Literally, I was about to say the same thing. There was this TikTok that I saw, and it's this guy like doing an imitation of like someone's like southern boomer mother, and he's reacting to a TikTok where this person is being like, "Oh, here's all these cool features of like this mid-century house." And it's got like this cool like bright blue subway tile in the bathroom, just tons and tons of personality, like a conversation pit. I'm all
Mhm.
about it. But the guy reacting to it and doing this impression is like every time there's any they show any like feature of the house that's like really unique, she's like, "Oh, you know, I don't like that. I wish that was painted white."
Mm, yeah.
And I hate it so much.
Yeah, I mean, I realize that now that I've gotten rid of cable, I can't do this anymore. But I used to watch a lot of like HGTV, just like
Oh, Kathy Kelly loves her HGTV.
yeah, um, tons and tons of different shows on there. So I've seen, you know, a lot of different examples of people shopping for homes and renovating homes and all that sort of thing. And they always say, like, they want the white cabinets and they want like white countertops and all that stuff because it makes it so light and it's a nice neutral and it
Why?
increases the sale value.
You're buying it. You're the
Yeah.
one who's. I mean, I would hope.
Well, that's usually more in the renovation shows where they're
Yeah.
flipping a house. But it's like I that would actually make me not want a house.
No, oh my god, I would hate that. Literally, here's another thing I fucking hate is just the neutral everything. Like the
Yeah.
walls are just like an inoffensive like beige. The couch is
Hmm.
gray. The rug is just like plain like, you know, like whatever. Oh my god, get some fucking personality, people. Like, I understand everybody has different styles. For some people, that is simply just what they like. All right, not for me, whatever. But like, I'm not saying everyone has to be cluttercore like me. Like, it's a bit of a problem, frankly. But like, oh my god, anything but the like single flower in the skinniest, plainest vase on the emptiest, widest, blandest table imaginable. I hate it so much, and I absolutely hate that that is what become like what's popular. Like that fucking Ray Dunn stuff at like Home Goods. I
Mm-hmm.
despise it so much. It's just like where you get like the like kitchen storage containers, and it just has in like the skinniest plain black font. It's just like flour, sugar. I hate it. It
I really
sucks
hate anything
so
that labels
much.
what's inside like that.
Hmm?
I hate anything that labels what's inside like that.
I don't mind it, but like I want the shit that was in my Grammy's kitchen. Like you know like the old lady like ceramic like casserole dishes that have the like floral patterns on them,
Yeah,
or like the old Victorian like spice containers. Give me that shit. It's so much more fun.
yeah, they. Again, I think to them the neutrals is all about like getting things to sell all the time, but like they keep saying white cabinets are in. That's what everybody wants. And who is this everybody? Where are
Yeah,
they getting? Who are these
who is
people
it? Like
who?
even though my mom is kind of going with a monochromatic for a lot of the renovations in our house right now, at least she didn't do white. Like there's some nice, I will admit, it's a nice color. There's some nice slate gray happening.
Okay.
And like not my personal style, I will take it.
Mm-hmm.
So like at least we have that.
Yeah. I look forward to actually having a place where I can paint walls and stuff.
Oh my
I feel like that.
god. Yeah, that's one thing I'm probably not gonna do, even though my dad said I could technically paint the
But you'd have
walls
to
still.
repaint them before you
But then I'd have
left.
to repaint them, and I am just not about that life.
Mm-hmm. Nope. I'm only painting them if they can stay that way as long as I want.
Mm-hmm. We'll get there.
Yeah,
That's what all my posters are for now.
I think like that's the reason people like watching those shows though, at least for me, because it's like there's the curiosity part of things to see how it turns out, but there's also an element of hate watching
Oh, not for
because
my mom.
I know they're gonna do something I hate.
You know what always pisses me off in those shows? One, all those jokes about like them having the most ridiculous jobs and having like 9.5 children whose names are all only one letter off. Those are always, and then having a budget of like $200 million. So real. But always, they will go into a house and be like, or they'll be like discussing their options, and they'll be like, I don't like the paint color in this one house. I'm like, that is so fucking fixable.
It's like the easiest possible change you could make.
Why are you like? Why is that a consideration? They'll be like, oh, like I love the structure and everything. I just don't like the paint color. I'm like, you personally don't even have to fix that. You can get people to fix that. If you really hate painting, it doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
to be a you problem.
I do think they look for very tiny things though. That's like, oh, I don't like the countertops. It's like those can be replaced. It's not,
Yeah.
and you clearly have money based on
Mm-hmm.
what you're spending on the house. I'm pretty sure you can afford that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's more of a problem if you don't like the overall like size or layout or style of the house.
And my thing, like, I hate watching these shows, and like, I do try to be kind of like vaguely understanding. Like, somebody having a good job doesn't necessarily mean that they always have like money to burn. So I
Yeah.
understand not wanting to go like super far out and like buy somewhere where you're gonna like buy a place where you're gonna have to sink so much into reservation, like renovations. Fuck, renovations. Like before you're even gonna be vaguely happy with it.
Yeah.
Like I understand that, but also again, if you're looking at like $1 million homes,
Yeah.
fix the countertops if you don't like them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy watching the shows with my stepdad because he also enjoys watching them, and we just spend the whole time judging.
Oh no, they just annoy me.
No, I enjoy them. I
They
don't know what
annoy
it is.
they annoy me a lot. Like you're
I am very annoyed by the guy who hosts My Lottery Dream Home.
I'm like you're complaining in this economy. Maybe I'm just a bitter Gen Zer, but yeah, no, those shows annoy me so much.
I'm hearing weird sounds.
Oh, fun. Do we need to go make sure that no one is like dangling from a lamp?
No, it's. Oh, I've identified what it was.
Oh, fun.
I mean, it's outside. Um, Somebody's having a bad night. That's a lot of sirens.
Oh,
A lot
yikes.
of different sounding sirens, and all of them at the same time just sounded like a cacophony. I couldn't quite tell what the noise was.
I pretend I do not
That
see
was
it.
that was definitely fire trucks, police, and ambulance. So it was 3 different kinds of sirens.
Oh, yikes. You do hate to see it.
There's a fire department like not too far from me, so it's.
Okay, so the final thing tonight does involve a video to watch, which I have also sent
Oh yes,
to this
I
chat.
pre-watched.
Wonderful. I'm gonna let it play real quick because it's super short, and I need people to see this because it's no. No, okay. No, why won't it? There we go. Sweet. How does the cat have an accent? Because they are like, this cat has a Cork accent, and then I was like, no way. And then I heard the cat, and I was like, that's a violently Irish cat.
The tweet directly under it, I don't know if you saw it because sometimes it seems like people see different tweets, but I just sent it to you because it's a little kid yelling in an Irish accent, and I'm pretty sure it's the same sound. It's not really the same sound, but it's pretty darn close. Because I saw that and I watched it and I was like, yeah, no, they nailed that.
Amazing. Where did you send it?
On Twitter.
Gotcha.
I sent it to you on Twitter. I did refer to it as the Bird app in class the other day.
Yeah, no. How does the cat have an accent?
The cat did not seem to be very happy.
No, he did not seem like he was vibing. Hi, ow. I just want to know how the cat meows in Irish.
Was it an Irish cat?
I mean, I feel like it would have to be. Hey, bud.
Picking up accents of owners?
I would assume so. Although, how funny
Well,
would it be if you like adopted a cat and it had an accent?
I really want one that's like has like a valley accent, like meow.
No, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't understand what it is about the sounds coming from that cat that like makes it recognizable to me as an Irish accent when someone points that out to me. I'm like, I wish I understood.
Have you had the experience yet of Ollie reacting when you play videos with cat sounds?
He kind of sort of whenever he's like sitting in my lap and I'm scrolling through TikTok, he like reaches out and touches it and is like he like kind of tries to like swipe on the screen.
The light's too bright for him. He's trying to look.
There we go. I'll shield you.
Aww.
Or he's just tired. He's a sleepy little lad.
Could be.
Baby boy. But yeah, he kind of like tries to swipe a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes the cats freak out. I totally forgot. So I have the Google Home Mini.
Yes, I always forget that you have that until we ask some stupid question And then you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I was walking through, so I can't remember. I asked it something random. I don't remember what it was.
None of my
Usually it's about
guess.
how long a certain food lasts. Like when does this expire? Um and I guess it hadn't stopped listening to me yet, and I said something to one of the cats, and I don't remember what it was, something about meowing at me. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Google Home said, "This is a cat," and it started playing these really loud meows.
Oh no.
And the cats were losing it. They thought there was an actual cat in the apartment. They were running around. Nick went and hid under the chair.
Yeah, I don't really know how he would react to that because he was not vibing with the other cats at the like cat rescue. Like that's the only like that's the reason they let me take him by himself as young as he is.
Yeah, that really freaked me out because it like took me by surprise, and then I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. I was like, "Girl, it's okay. There's no other cat here." They didn't believe me.
Hi.
And then Google Home asked me, not Google Home, wait, what, just Google, asked me if I wanted to hear other animal sounds.
I
I did
love
not
it.
take the offer, but maybe I should sometime.
I think you should.
Be like, just
I
random animals? What does a meerkat sound like?
I'm obsessed with this man's determination to like shove his entire face up my nose. And
Mm-hmm.
also, I love his stinky little cat breath. It's kind of adorable. I like don't even mind.
Ugh, cat breath.
I love stinky little man. Maybe it's just because I'm also like I grew up with a dog, and I'm just used to stinky animal being in my face.
I grew up with multiple dogs.
Piper, though, I feel like because she's at the perfect height for so many things to like rest her head and just breathe at you.
We had a half German Shepherd, half Chow Chow, about the same height as Piper.
Amazing.
It was super dopey.
Love it.
Nothing going on upstairs. Zero brain cells.
Incredible.
On one, so she could be alive and move around, I guess. One brain cell.
I am so happy that Ellie cannot be like permanently like cognizant of either Piper or Ollie in any kind of meaningful way. Because if I had three animals in this house that all had opinions on each other, we would have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm
Oh.
already like not enjoying the fact that Piper has opinions on Ollie.
Well, it's usually the cats that are the problem, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Though it really depends on the cat, because I've definitely known cats who just do not care about anything.
Mm.
My parents have a cat who just cares about nothing at all in the world. He's just like, yeah, do whatever, I don't care.
This is
To the
Milo.
point. No, they're the cat Loki. Milo is scared of everything. They're total opposites. Loki fears nothing. Milo is scared of everything.
Which is hilarious because from the photos you've shown me, Milo's fucking massive. What does
He's a
he
big
have to
boy.
worry about?
He's a big boy. No, he's like literally like he just sometimes randomly decides he's even scared of my parents. Like if they've been gone for a while and they come back and he's like, "Who are you?"
Insane.
Yeah.
Again, just insane that he's such a unit.
Oh yeah, he's. I've never had to pick him up, but usually it requires two people to pick him up and get him into a carrier.
Oh
I was
my
there once.
god.
Yeah, I was there once when they were giving him flea medicine,
Oh
and
no.
I was in the living room and they were in the dining room giving him the flea medicine, and I heard commotion, and they come back in the living room, and my stepdad's shirt was completely ripped, like a big gash in the middle, and he was like,
Oh my god.
because he is apparently like ridiculously strong.
I mean, I would imagine. Again, look at this fucking face. Look at it.
And he looks similar to Sleepy Oliver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they both have yarmulkes.
Yep. They got their little, my mom calls it a toupee,
I love it.
and their tail that doesn't quite match, the rest of the body because it's like there's like white and then it's dark tail.
See, I've heard people refer to like the fact that like his tail is entirely black except for the very tip and it's white. And I've heard people refer to that as the tail light.
That makes sense.
And I love it so much.
He just ran out of ink.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I think it's funny that he has like almost the old like Charlie Chaplin, like the straight, like parted in the middle, straight black hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
like that's essentially what he's got going on.
Mm-hmm.
Or like that like 1920, like I don't even know if that's necessarily the person I'm thinking of, but like that 1920s type beat.
Or they put a lot of like pomade or whatever
Yeah.
in it. But yeah,
Yeah.
Dapper Dan.
Yeah. Which is great because he's a handsome little boy. I could talk about him forever. This is
Oh, a new baby.
the closest I'm getting to parenthood.
The cats are enough of a handful.
He's enough. First of all, I am my own baby, and he's enough on top of that.
It's like, I can barely keep me alive.
Keeping myself alive is work enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that I'm managing this at all,
Yeah.
incredible. So, yeah, closest I'm ever getting.
I mean, it's similar. Like, you have to baby proof your house. You also have to cat proof your house. Uh, you gotta,
Yeah,
like, feed them, clean up after them.
yeah. The apartment is slowly getting opened to him more and more when he's not in my immediate supervision because he was like kind of sticking his nose into everything the first like 2 days that he was here because duh, but
Mm-hmm.
he hasn't really shown himself to be all that interested in like putting everything in his mouth.
It's good.
So
What about your lights back there?
he had he hasn't touched them since I brought him down again. I think he was just like, oh holy shit, what's this?
That's good.
So yeah, I'll take it.
I still hear sirens.
Jesus, someone's having a rough night.
Yeah, that's making me nervous.
You hate to see it.
Just like a week or two ago, I can't remember exactly. Um, the there's the local running store that also owns a running company that puts on a lot of the races in the area. They keep a lot of their stuff in this big warehouse for the races that they run and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It caught fire and they lost 95% of the things in the
Oh my
warehouse.
god. Wait,
Not the one you went to.
no, I know. I'm just trying to remember. I bought some stuff at an antique store in Algonquin, and I can't remember if I like wound up buying anything for like other people while I was there. Either way, like the whole place burned down in like a massive fire, which
That's so sad.
sucks mega ass because they had so much cool old stuff there, and then they had this like back warehouse type room that they like other like thrift stores or like antique stores had little like spaces that they like put some of their stuff on. I was just like, oh my god, yikes. That's actually where I got one of the things in my little collection of Soviet Union knickknacks. It's sitting on my shelf right there. Which you can't see all that well, the lighting isn't super great, but it is there.
Yeah, I can sort of see something.
Good enough. But yeah, that happened.
Oh, just devastating. I just a few weeks ago I went to some wineries with a friend of mine, and one of the wineries that I'd been to like at least 3 or 4 times apparently had burned to the ground. Um,
What is in the
but
air?
yeah, but they had I think it was they said it was like 2020 it burned to the ground because I hadn't been there since pre-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but in the meantime, they had already built an entirely new building, just like slightly off from where the original one was, and it opened like the week before I got there.
Oh, well, there you go.
So it was like, oh, that's a coincidence, because it took them 2 years to build it. So
Hmm.
But it's like I feel like it just seems like that happens more and more.
Yeah, I don't know. That is weird. Oh, okay. Well, on that beautiful, positive note,
Everything burns to the
everything
ground.
burns to the ground. Podcast over.
Oh,
Ow. You're short.
oh, he just learned to blink.
You're sharp. It's okay. I love you. Um, yeah, do we have anything that's not ow, super sad to leave our people with?
Mmm. Mmm.
Squish.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something. I fixed a projector in one of my classrooms yesterday, and I was very proud of myself.
Hell yeah, you didn't have to call.
Oh, and I brought it up like no fewer than 5 times during class.
You deserve it. I would have been very impressed with myself. Hi, bud. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think if I have anything else fun to share so we don't end by talking about places burning to the ground.
That's why I was struggling. I was like, that was honestly the highlight of my day yesterday.
You know, that's completely fair.
Today there have been no highlights. It's just been Zoom meetings.
Ew. Well,
I have done that.
but hey, it's over now.
Yes. Although I did catch up on Doctor Who.
I'm like 2 seasons behind.
Well, I felt like I had to watch it because people on social media kept trying to ruin it.
Yeah, I've already seen a couple little things, and like, I don't. Not that I don't care, but I'm like so removed from any attachment to anything that might have gone down between the characters because I like barely know them still.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully I will
no.
be catching up soon.
Yeah, I felt like it was a thing I had to do to protect myself.
Oh my god,
So, accomplished.
I'm learning how to actually use a sewing machine like a big girl.
Oh, nice.
Exclusively because of cosplay.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Shocker. But I'm making the cape from Over the Garden Wall to wear to Albany Comic Con, and it's going pretty well. So there's my positive note. We're both accomplishing tasks. Hi, bud.
I have a 5K on Saturday that's Halloween themed. I can't wait to see the costumes that people decide to run in.
Oh my god, I love it. Oh, you should have bought that banana onesie.
It would be way too hot. I think the weather's going to be still pretty nice this weekend.
I don't know how I feel about that because my Halloween costume has layers.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying this. People are like so jazzed about the weather, and I'm like, to me, it's like bittersweet. It's like, yeah, it's nice to have nice weather, but all it does is remind me of how cold it's supposed to be and how bad it's going to be really soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
the end is nigh of the nice weather.
I'm honestly kind of looking forward to it. I love my layers, you
I've,
know me.
I've already been uncontrollably cold multiple times this year.
Sorry.
I just do not tolerate cold well. I have heated blankets on both the couch and my bed already.
Apologies. I love the cold. Sorry.
I get cold too easily.
I love
I
cold
would like
weather.
it if I didn't get chilled to my core and just shake nonstop.
Hmm.
No matter how many layers,
Yeah, I can't say I really have a solution for you.
I'm just cold. I have low blood pressure. That's the
Rip.
way it works. But at the same time, I'm such a wuss about the heat, so.
Yeah, you really need like a perfect 65 to be
Yeah,
happy.
yeah. That's the only, yeah. No,
All right.
yeah, I mean, I can tolerate anything down to like 50s. Below that, it's starting to upset me.
Okay. I won't make any comments. I'll be nice. All right. Holy shit! Next week is our 100th episode.
Somehow I didn't realize because I haven't been paying attention to the episode numbers.
That's insane.
And all of a sudden I looked at the thing for next week and I was like, is that a triple digit?
Yeah, even with the little like breaks that this has had to take, the fact that we made it this ow, the fact that we made it this far is wild. So
Yeah.
Got a big roundtable discussion coming up for that episode, which I'm very excited about, and I think is gonna get which I think is gonna get very heated. I think there's gonna have some.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be some strong opinions, which is what we love here. So tune back in for that. Very exciting, and hopefully more guests coming in the future. Fingers crossed. We shall see. I hate sending emails.
Yeah, I hate asking people to do things.
I know. The mortifying ordeal of being alive.
Sorry to impose on you.
Literally. Alright, well, we will see you next week. As always, thank you, friends, for fighting with us. We appreciate each and every single one of you. And yeah, look forward to our 100th episode. Exciting, exciting. Bye, everybody. This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly, Zach Calderon, and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98, at Zach Calderon, and at AndSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature, or consider donating to our Patreon. Thanks for listening!